Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm not exactly sure which video specifically I'm gonna make this a response to, because there's a couple um, that I have basically the same content. My Nephilim Free had one, and Shockwave Now had one that both said basically the same thing. I've seen countless others, and I've seen this be appealed to many times, and that is Richard Dawkins or somebody else, but in this case, both of the people I just mentioned, Dawkins. You know, they'll say that there's a possibility that there's a God, or, you know, Shockwave was talking about how on the buses in England they're gonna put there probably isn't a God, blah blah blah, so don't worry, or whatever the ad campaign is gonna be, something to that effect. And you know, Dawkins and Nephilim Free's channel was saying that, you know, it is actually a possibility that life was seeded here from another planet, or something along those lines. And those things are entirely possible. And although I'm sure that most of my subscribers know that I'm confident, I know that there's no Yahweh. Like, it's a logical contradiction. He ain't there. And Allah, he ain't there. Jehovah, he ain't there. And so on and so forth. So if there are logical contradictions, I feel we can say that, you know, we know that there's no God. But Dawkins is slightly more reserved, even though I'm pretty sure he would say I know that Yahweh doesn't exist as well, but he's slightly more reserved, at least when he speaks about God. And that's what people don't understand, is that oftentimes when people say God in this context, it means the Abrahamic God rather than any potential God. When Dawkins says that a God could exist, he's referring to the fact that most propositions operate on a gradient of degree of certainty, and that very few propositions can be 100% certain, because you have to exhaust everything for most propositions to be 100% certain. Like, obviously, I think cogito and, you know, 1 + 1 = 2, and I think therefore I am, like, those kind of propositions are 100%, and there's certainly other propositions that can be 100%. But to celebrate it as a victory for theism, that Dawkins puts your God in the same category as Smurfs and Harry Potter and Spider-Man and Flying Spaghetti Monster and Samuel the Cosmic Unicorn, I find that ridiculous. It's not a victory for you to be put in the lowest realm of possibility. 99.9999999% certain that it doesn't exist, but it's just logistically impossible to get that 0.00001%, you know, thing that would make it 100% fact, like cogito is. And so I just, you know, it doesn't annoy me, I guess. It puzzles me why people take that as a victory. And it's not like Dawkins waffled on this. Dawkins has always said he's a 6.9 whatever 7 on a scale of 1 to 10 of atheism, and certainly not being at the extreme end of 10. He's certainly not saying that I know for a fact that no God type thing existed anywhere ever. He's not saying that. But almost every scientific proposition is like that. So in Dawkins' honesty, they find fault in Dawkins for being intellectually honest, and then celebrate it as evidence or proof for theism, even though you're in the same category as gnomes, trolls, pixies, and fairies. And you know, we can't, like I said to every theist I've ever met, You can't prove that there's not an invisible man standing behind me right now. You never can. But to assume that there is stupid. But God is in the same category right here as this motherfucker behind me. You know? You can't prove that he's not there in most cases. Like, again, when you get to the tripartite God and have your logical fallacies, and the story, fuck him, he's gone. You know, a contradiction of that sort just can't exist. When you start stripping away at it, which is what many theists, I would say all, but definitely many theists have been doing over generations. They start stripping shit away, trying to take away the logical fallacies, and they get to some version of pantheism or, you know, just straight up deism. Then when you remove the logical fallacies, your God moves from being impossible into the realm of, you know, Smurfs, Harry Potter, Gandalf the Grey, you know. And that is not something that a theist should celebrate, and something that should show them just how ridiculous their beliefs actually are. And to belittle somebody for being intellectually honest does not, you know, speak glowingly of you. So take from that what you want, and peace out, y'all.